It's Ash from SuperVideos, back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a very popular theory. Now, I have talked about this theory on a separate video, but we're going to be diving deeper in this one. This has to do with Rick Grimes assembling an army that's going to consist of Civic Republic military soldiers and Commonwealth soldiers. Now, this is not something that's going to come up in the next few months or anything. It's more of a long-term thing, so it's years in the future. But you might be asking, what causes Rick to assemble an army? This has a lot to do with the potential story of the Daryl Dixon spinoff in the future seasons, and the possibility of Rick and his army going to Europe to search for Carol and Daryl, and possibly fight the group that has them captive. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Now, of course, with the ending of The Ones Who Live, the big theory that we had, which was Commonwealth will go to war with CRM, is pretty much out of the way at this point, and there's absolutely no way that that sort of story is gonna work. So as far as the CRM and Commonwealth war is concerned, we need to move on, and this is never gonna happen. However, I feel like there's a possibility that they might be planning to move things into a direction where there's a chance that Rick might assemble an army consisting of CRM and Commonwealth soldiers to look for Daryl. Of course, Daryl went missing. He ended up in France. Carol went after him, couldn't find him, and she also headed towards France. But as far as we're concerned, by the time Carol gets to Daryl, Rick would have returned, and Carol would know that Rick is back. So obviously, if neither Daryl nor Carol return within a reasonable amount of time, Rick is gonna go searching for them. He's not gonna sit back. Now, of course, this Rick is no longer the same Rick. He has a lot of resources available to him. Resources from the CRM. And also, obviously, from the Commonwealth. So he has two huge armies that could assist in his quest to find Daryl and Carol. And I'm assuming that that's probably where the story might go in the future. Now, of course, Daryl and Carol are dealing with Genet and her group. And there's a lot of speculation that they are going to defeat Genet's group and move on from that. And there will be another villain after or something like that. But there's also a possibility, given how big Genet's French army is, that this might not happen right away, and that Genet's army is not going to be defeated. And we might see a situation where Daryl and Carol are actually captured by Genet and her army and put in prison. And we might see a storyline in which Genet's group actually takes over the nest where Daryl's French group is at. So we might actually see Daryl and Carol end up exactly where Cordone ended up, in jail. And obviously this could set up a future story with him helping them escape. But back to my first point, I think it's entirely possible that Rick might actually assemble a small army consisting of Commonwealth and CRM soldiers to go on this quest to search for Daryl and Carol. Now, of course, he's not going to take everybody with him because people back home need protection. So he's not going to just take everybody with him on this mission. But I can see him taking leadership to take a group out searching for Daryl and Carol to see where they're at. If they're really smart with it, they might actually have some sort of uniform for special tactical forces for these two groups combined, and that might be the group that Rick would be leading. And it's not like their uniform would necessarily be like Commonwealth soldiers' uniforms or CRM uniforms. It'll be a brand new type of uniform for this special tactics forces that Rick will be leading. So he'll take a small group of people from the Commonwealth military, maybe Mercer included. That would be pretty awesome. And of course, he would take a few people from the CRM, some of whom he might actually have worked with in the past. So he might assemble the best of the best soldiers that are available in both of these two armies to go on this very dangerous mission to look for Daryl and Carol. But at the end of the day, I think this is something that is intriguing, but it's still pretty much out there as far as an idea goes. And the reason for that is because we just had The Ones Who Live, and I don't think we'll see Andrew Lincoln return to play Rick Grimes in the short term. I think if he comes back, it'll be like 2-3 years from now. Obviously, with that comes the question of, will Daryl and Carol still be in Europe by that time, and will they still be dealing with Genet's group at that point? And all of those are definitely valid questions to be asking. But I think if everything is done right, and if Andrew Lincoln does agree to return a little bit sooner, we could see a storyline like the one I just described going down maybe in the next year or two. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I'm definitely interested to know your thoughts and opinions, so share that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.